My name is Stuart Gold, Managing Director at Trashy Bags, and originally from the UK. Been in Ghana for 10 years. I'm originally an architect from many years ago, different life. And I came here and found that I got involved with some other person who became my business partner, and we started making bags from recycled plastic. Just because I was with my ex-wife, who we were married, and she wanted to come here to do a project, I came with her. It was very clear that plastic was a big issue in the environment, especially the black plastic bags, the very thin plastic bags they use, and also water sachets, drinking water, and ice cream and yogurt and all that. And you know, they have open gutters here, which get clogged, and they still do. I have to say that it's improved over 10 years. There have been initiatives, I wouldn't say by government, but certainly there's a company called Zoomline that started out privately, self-funded I believe, who got government contracts eventually and did a lot of good work here. But there's still no proper provision for getting rid of, there's no recycling provision in the streets, or the public don't have that. There's no provision for waste disposal easily unless you pay for it. So a lot of people just dump, and that's a big problem, but it's improved. There's more understanding and awareness now about plastic having to be recycled especially. We found that other people had been working with water sachets and piecing them together and making bags out of them, and we thought that was quite a nice idea, so we started doing that. I came up with a domain, trashybags.org, within 10 minutes of the idea, and eventually we got trashybags.com, and we started getting orders from abroad quite quickly, and so we realized this was quite a cool thing. So we started making different products, and then the juice sachets and the yogurt sachets, etc., started to disappear from the environment, from the streets, which was a good thing. Maybe we were a victim of our own success, because we couldn't find them anymore, and so we'd have to pay a lot more for them. Eventually we just stopped making products out of those coloured sachets, which meant that we only had the water sachets, and the colour was very limited to mainly blue and a bit of red. So then we decided to go into the market of making billboard bags, or bags made from billboards, because at that time, especially 2008, there was a booming economy here, and there were a lot of billboards around, advertising billboards, which are made from plastic. It's called Flexi, and there are companies around the world who do this, so it's quite a crowded marketplace. But well, this is actually a new design, but we tried all sorts of ideas. And the problem with a billboard is that if you have a nice design on the billboard, you can use that, but quite often the designs are just very basic, or they're just plain colours. So we do quite a lot of patchwork. This is a new design where this is not so much patchwork, but let me try and get something that's more patchy. It's like a laptop sleeve, you see, so that's made up of billboard patches in a random way, and then this is like a quilt look. And we line with foam padding, and usually quite a nice fabric, printed Ghanaian fabric. So you see the fabric inside. So they're very well finished, good quality, and that's what happened. Basically, we went from these water sachet products, and juice sachets, which were very basic, actually, not lined, to these quite, really nice products. But then we did maintain the water sachet products for certain things. People know about us, and they know how much we pay, and they bring it to us in big sacks, and we pay them for that. There's a going rate for it. Well, yeah, that in all different ways, you see. For example, this product here, which is an interesting one. This is a Trashy Smart Bag, it's called. And that is, it's a shopping bag. Well, actually, we'd like to say we designed it, But in fact, it was a Japanese company that we were working with for a few years ago, who saw this on somebody else's website, a similar thing, and said, can you make that? And it's basically a bag that zips up into its base. And so we said yes, and we made a few for them, but actually then we said, can we make this ourselves? They said fine. And so we refined it, we changed the design to suit us, and it's been one of our best-selling products. It's a really fantastic, and we just sent 2,500 of these to Paris for the COP21 climate summit to be sold there. It could be, you see, getting billboards is not easy. I mean, companies don't necessarily give us all their billboards. We have to really beg for them. We have to go to the agencies who put them up, take them down, and then they have to ask the advertisers if we can have them. Some of the advertisers don't want us to for some reason, others, are quite happy to. But if billboards disappeared, and we say they didn't use plastic billboards anymore, we'd have a problem on that side. And we still have the sachets, but if this was banned, which it could be, because they are a problem in the environment, we'd have a problem. But that's the nature of any sort of recycling. Doing business in gardening, having a company, there are issues that you have. I mean, luckily we don't import very much, but when you do import, in the past it was particularly difficult. A huge amount of duty you'd pay, or if we could get the 5% duty rate because we're a manufacturer, we'd have to jump through hoops to get that, all sorts of issues. But luckily we don't have to import anything except for our labels, really. Well, nothing else. Shipping is very difficult. It's not difficult, but it's expensive, and the post office, for example, we send a lot of stuff out through the post office, but the prices are a secret. So it makes it quite difficult when you've got an online site and you need to quote prices for sending things. So you have to find ways of getting the prices for each weight for each country. That's been a bit of a challenge, but you have to get around these sort of things. Well, we are at a crossroads in a way, because we really are trying to become a sustainable organisation, and when we get a project like the Yara project, that's great because it's our bread and butter. The other products are all about a market, making sure that we can have a good enough market abroad, especially for these kind of things, for these kind of bags. And we're working with an EU organisation called CBI, which is part of the World Fair Trade organisation, so that's just started, and hopefully we'll be able to send quite a few of our products next year to Europe, wholesale. We're building up our website and our web shop, and we're working very hard on that. And by the end of next year, I want to have a lot more international sales. And really, that is the only way we can really continue. But much of that relies on also developing our product line. And the thing is, because every bag is so unique, we don't have a good opportunity just to design one product and say, right, let's just make 500 of these, or whatever. And it'd be so nice to be able to do that. So although one thinks it's a marketing opportunity to have a unique product, it's not for somebody who's selling, because they can't, every bag they're having to sell individually, and so it's very hard for retailers to do that.